Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sledgehammers in the Office podcast, where we celebrate the heavy hitters on the job site and in the office. We've got a different look today for the podcast, and going forward, when the three of us are getting together, this is probably going to be more of what we're looking at because it's easy for me when I'm at my house, but we're going to make it a little more convenient for the guys when we've got podcast night. So I've got Mason Oxendale, Realty One Group Realtor, and then we've got Alex von Reich with Control Analytics. Boys, what have we been up to?
All sorts of things. Very
All
exciting.
sorts of things.
But Mason has the most interesting by far. So at least based on his notes. So I'll let Mason take it away.
Mason, I'm actually very proud of you for the last 2 months that you actually
notes in.
filled it in. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Second that.
Yeah. Well, we'll get this out of the way early. Last week I had 2 different funerals to go to. Uncle and grandpa. Those were not fun, but that took up more time than I thought it would. But yeah, those aren't fun. I don't recommend those. So let's see. Also last week I sent out the client appreciation pies, apple pies from Costco. Dude, those things are heavy too, by the way. Like we can only carry them by like 4s. Otherwise, like it's so heavy that it'll like go.
Oh, it crushes it. How many pies did you send out?
Me personally, I think it was like 21, but overall, our whole team we sent out almost 400 pies in 2 days. Hand delivered.
Crazy. Hand delivered each one? Holy cow!
Yeah, not by me though.
Oh,
okay. We have pie drivers.
Are those just the unpaid interns?
Yeah, well, no, they get paid.
No, they get paid.
Yeah, exactly. And we don't go to the east side, so
okay, that's fair.
yeah. But we still have people out in Buckeye and stuff like that. And
yeah,
deep
that's a lot of driving.
like where I live, BFE.
I went to Costco last week to get a pie because we were having our church group, and it was the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and it's 6 p.m. when I'm showing, or 5 p.m. when I'm showing up, and I was nervous going in that they were just going to be out because they was gotten ransacked. But dude, those Costco workers had a fat stack of them out there, so I was like, all right, you guys are working overtime just to get the pies out right now.
They know what they're doing for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we used to do pumpkin pies, but we switched because I think the shelf life was 2 days before it got moldy.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a short shelf life.
Yeah, because we deliver 2 and 1 day before Thanksgiving. So the ones that went out 2 days before, by the time they try to eat it.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact.
That is good to know. I did not know that about pie.
Yeah, I'm a borderline Medicare expert now, helping my dad out with all that stuff. Oh, dude, it's significantly cheaper than what we pay.
Really?
So, yeah. So that'd
you're
be
welcome.
nice. Yeah, I know. Well, who knows? We won't get it when we're old enough for it.
True.
Just like that in Social Security.
Yeah.
But we can go down a rabbit hole if you want about that. Let's see. I'm starting to get more into cars, like Joe. And not really, but I'm too cheap. I don't want to pay somebody to do it that I can do it. But replaced my brakes, my front brakes, and now I'm going to do my rear brakes. Those really aren't that hard to do at all. And they charge an arm and a leg.
Yeah, brakes can be tricky though if you don't know what you're doing. It's easy to mess it up a lot.
That's
one of the most expensive things in the trades is quickly becoming labor. And that's one of the things where it's like you can go to AutoZone, O'Reilly's, or Napa and pick up the parts, and you're like, all right, the parts aren't that bad, but it's the time that they have to put into it. And the minute something starts getting complicated and you're pulling apart more and more pieces out of a car, that's where the price goes through the roof.
Well, and like, especially if you move to as someone who hasn't grown up in Arizona, not having like mechanics or just other tradespeople that you could rely on or trust is really tricky. And so it took me a while, but I finally found someone that I really like. And this guy's just super down to earth. He's like the only person I want to take my cars to now.
Yeah.
So I will not change your brakes, by the way. It'll take 2 days to do it.
It'll get done. Just,
Yeah,
your brakes might be squeaking afterwards.
exactly. Let's see what else. Oh, I had my friend came in and visited from Nashville, Tennessee.
Nice.
It's been about 10 years since I've seen him in person, at least. But yeah, dude, we've been friends since the first grade. He lived right behind us.
That's awesome.
We used to hop each other's. He had a pool, which was nice. But we used to hop each other's fence. I had a little like play car, like those red ones.
Yeah.
With
Yep.
the yellow tops. I had it up against there, and I used to use that to get over there. And we used to have this dog. His name was Nelson. It was a Cocker Spaniel. I don't know if they're all like this, but this guy, he had a humping problem.
Oh, yep.
And he was fixed though too. So I remember we used to, like, if he was in the backyard, we'd have to sprint and like get on top of the truck just so he wouldn't get a hold of us.
Oh, jeez.
At the leg.
Yeah. I don't think I'd deal with that.
No, I mean, we thought it was funny. We had no idea
A
what was
dog
going on.
go to the farm.
Let's see what else. Basketball. Oh, you think our last podcast we were playing in the championship game for my 3rd and 4th grade. We lost.
Mm-hmm. Oh, bummer.
Yeah, we just couldn't make as many shots. But they did good. It's the first season where we didn't win it, so I didn't like it. Although we are in the consolation one.
Oh, nice.
We lost every single game until the playoffs. But that was good too. Yeah, oh yeah. What else? The coaching. There's another thing. I put a bullet for basketball. Oh, I got asked. I don't know if I said this on the podcast. I got asked to interview for a head coaching job at a high school.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Yeah, at the high school I used to go to, actually.
That's weird.
No, that's cool. It's kind of cool, full circle, but
yeah.
At the juvenile detention center.
That's not where I went to school. Do they even have school there? Can you get your GED there? You would know.
I would imagine so.
Believe it or not, I was a good kid, dude.
Sure.
If, out of all 3 of us, who do you think was the one that got in more trouble? 100% Thaddeus.
Nah. He was an angel.
Yeah, dude. Well, yeah, his mom probably punched him all the time.
We'll never know.
Just tell us the truth, Dad.
I was locked in high school. It was school. It was sports. That was it. That's all I cared about.
What sports did you play?
I was in swim, and then I did pole vaulting.
Were you good at swim?
No. I put a lot of time and effort into it, but no.
Yeah, I have the body type for swim, as in like a short torso and long limbs, but I'm not very buoyant and not good at swimming. So
yeah, it's so much technique, and my handicap that I give myself is that I competed my senior year at 16 years old. So
Dang.
Oh yeah, that's a disadvantage.
Yeah, if I had been 17 or even 18, that would have changed things a lot. So
yeah.
Have you been around a high schooler or like have like family members that are in high school right now?
One of my cousins is in his senior year right now.
Dude, these guys have full like grown beards and look like grown men.
Yeah.
You know, I just
my
got
brother.
Yeah.
In high school, like he was 2 years ahead as well, but by the time he was 16, he had a full beard on him, and it's when he hit puberty, he started getting jacked and was hitting the weights, and that's where he just started getting huge.
That's nice. Yeah, I don't even think I got chest hair until college.
Dude, I couldn't grow I couldn't grow this until like 25.
I still can't grow that.
Different for everyone.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, like I said, my brother could grow a full-on beard at 16.
Oh,
and
that's so annoying.
Yeah,
I'm sure he bragged about it all the time.
He loved it. It's funny looking back at pictures of him now and being like, dude.
Not your look.
Yeah. I was the kid in high school though where I had a buzz cut all the time.
Yeah,
And
I was about that.
my biggest thought with that was I didn't want to be the guy that looked back at my high school photos and went, what the heck is that? So I was like, just what was it? 4 on top, 2 on the sides, military cut. And it's because it's a timeless cut. It's not stylish, it's not anything, but it was just you could go back to the 50s, you'd see a kid like that, and then we're gonna fast forward 50 years and it's still gonna be in style.
Yep, he's still rocking it.
I had the 3 with the fade, but I also wore tall tees and mid Air Force Ones with the straps.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I didn't have any fashion sense, so we don't need to talk about me in high school.
Oh, I didn't have any fashion sense either. I'm pretty sure, like, if we did find pictures, I was in t-shirts that were too big and basketball shorts all the time.
There you go.
So, yeah, it took a while for me to kind of figure out.
You're still working
what
on
I would
it.
like to dress like. Fashion sense, you don't really have it. I just have a uniform at this time. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
See, that's why you started a business, so you could have a uniform always.
Yep, I need an excuse for this is what I wear all the time.
That's why I started golfing, because I can wear the same outfit golfing and I can wear the same outfit to work.
True. Very true.
Dude, I have a couple pairs of golf shorts. Super comfortable.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love wearing those things.
Dude.
They're really stretchy.
Yeah, I think couple of my dress pants are actually really golf pants. They just look dressy.
Gotcha.
Yep. Alex, what'd you do?
I decided it would be a great idea to take a barely 1-year-old, just over 1-year-old, on a 14-hour road trip to Colorado.
With just you two?
No, it was my wife and I and Theo.
You're 1-year-old, right?
Yes. No. So I kidnapped someone else's 1-year-old and took him across state lines. My 1-year-old. And honestly, it didn't go as bad as I thought it would. Our plan was to load him up on as much snacks as possible. And then I took a Ziploc bag and put the headrest through it, and so that we could hold like a phone there for emergency movies. We didn't need to use too many of those. He did really, really well there and back. The typical thing is like, I wake up at 3, splash some cold water in my face. We hop in the car, hit the road. By the time I start getting tired, the sun comes up. That gives me like another boost. And then McKenna drives for like 2-3 hours. And then I just finish the rest of the trip.
Did you say Fun Cup?
Fun Cup?
Yeah. Did you say Fun Cup?
No, I don't think so.
What did you take a sip of?
No, I splash water in my face.
I swear you
I said the sun comes up.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what's in that sun cup, dude?
No. Just a big ball of fire burning in my eyes. You know that. Honestly, dude, I don't know. I know there's some neuroscience behind it, but watching the sun come up as you're driving, and you're like, it gives you a second.
I can do that, dude. Sunset and sunrise, I can drive all day, but like the sun just beating on me in the middle of the day makes me fall asleep.
I can't do a ton of night driving. Like it's fine for like 3 hours, but then after that, there were so many cars that were just in the mountains. You know, we're driving past Payson and all that stuff, and no one's turning their brights off, and I'm just like, I can't see anything. I'm barely able to see the lines on the road.
Dude, yeah. When I got older, dude, I can't see at night anymore. I probably shouldn't be driving. Everything's just a giant blur.
Yeah,
with the lights. Yeah,
I mean, it's not that bad, but I'm just like, these lights are so bright and they're just burning my corneas as I'm trying to go through. And then after, I'm like, can I still see the line? I have the decency to turn my brights off, but apparently other people don't.
That, and then the newer LED lights that are so much brighter. It's ridiculous.
Well, especially like if you have a smaller car like we do, we have like this Prius, and then a truck's behind you, and it's just right at the perfect level to just beam right into your eyeballs off of your mirror. I'm just like, there's literally no.
He's trying to help you out.
Yeah,
I used to hate those people,
and then you became one.
Yeah, then I put new LED lights in because my brake light was out, so I did the headlamps too, which those are freaking expensive.
Oh yeah,
yeah, but it's night and day on how much you can see.
That's true.
Lights. So.
Yeah. And night and day on how much you blind your fellow drivers.
Yeah, but at this point now, I don't care.
I feel like there should be, I mean, there probably is, I just don't know enough about it, but I feel like there should be kind of some kind of lumen, like limitation. You shouldn't be able to,
Yeah.
make it day
sense.
whenever you turn your lights on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Other than that, I got to essentially stay in a mansion on another weekend thanks to a friend with some hookups. We ended up in the middle of nowhere, Arizona. That's the official town name, on an 80-acre property, which was just absolutely gorgeous. They had indoor pickleball. They had a private frisbee golf course. It was absolutely gorgeous. So it was super cool to just hang out with friends. We did like a little Friendsgiving thing there, but it was so much fun. It was awesome.
It's
yeah.
Kendra and I had our first frisbee golf outing for the fall.
Oh, nice.
So,
did you let her win?
No, but we have an app where it just keeps track of our scores for the different courses, and we played the one that's closest to our house that we've played the most, and we compared our scores to what we were throwing in the spring, and hers wasn't too far off. Mine, apparently, my last game in the spring, I was killing it, and this first day back, I was
not killing it.
Oh my gosh, dude. I think I was 9 over, and when in the spring I was 2 over for the course.
Wow. Which course is that? Is that the mountain one?
No, it's Conosito off of it's what is it, 31st Avenue in between Bell and Greenway.
Is that the park where it kind of like doubles over itself?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. No, I've played that one, and then I played the one to the east where it's like you're going up and down a mountain pretty much. Yeah. But that one just destroys your discs.
That's fun though.
It's fun.
It's a long course, but it's fun.
Yeah, yeah. And if you suck as much as I do, it'll essentially dent your brand new discs that you got. So it wasn't a good first course. Huh?
We should go play and then videotape it and make a montage out of it so everybody can watch.
Oh yeah, well, if you
I
guys
can't
don't feel good about yourselves,
though.
I don't remember our scores. I went with my father-in-law once. Pretty sure we're like 18 or 20 over, so much worse than Thaddeus.
So the
score I told you was for the front 9.
Oh, okay.
What's better, your golf score or your
my frisbee golf score? My golf score is probably better than my frisbee golf. I've played a lot more golf than I have frisbee golf. I've probably played like less than 10 frisbee golf games, and I've probably played maybe. Oh, I totally forgot about this. When I was in Colorado, I got my first hole-in-one.
Shut the fuck up!
Yeah,
you dirty bitch.
And it was freaking awesome.
How far were you?
Huh? It was 169 yards.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I was playing with my brother-in-law, and I hit it. I had rental clubs, and it was I was playing horrible. We only did 9. I was playing horrible the whole time. And then on hole 18, because we started on 10. Hole 18, I just took a 6-iron, didn't really warm up or anything, just went for it. It bumped a little hill, then rolled all the way down straight into the cup. And then I didn't notice it at first. I was just like, oh, okay, it's landing next to it. And my brother-in-law was like, I think I went in. And I was like, I think I went in. Wow. I lost it.
That's awesome. If you play at a decent course too, they usually give you a plaque and stuff.
Really?
Yeah, if you have people go with you.
Yeah, this was a tiny little course, so it wasn't too. But there were people behind us who were like, "Did you get a hole-in-one?" I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, that's awesome!" So that was super hyped. I was really excited about that. And then of course I told my friends about it, and they're like, "Oh, we didn't see it. It didn't happen. You're full shit." And I was like,
See, that's
Have you guys seen Bryce and DeChambeau's thing where he's trying to get that hole-in-one over his house?
Has he gotten
yeah.
Yet? I haven't seen him do it yet, but I know he's had several days where he's been shooting it. I haven't followed it.
Yeah, he's over a week. Yeah, he's the last one I saw was 12 days, I think, or 11.
Last I saw was 14 or 15.
Jeez.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, I love it when people try stuff like that. That's always really, really entertaining.
Well, it's funny too because his house has so much glass on the front, and he's hitting at it. And if it was any of us, we'd be replacing all of it. But
It'd be
every
cardboard at this
time,
point.
yeah. So nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I get 16 shots.
I think he got it.
Oh,
Did he
really?
Yeah, I don't want to watch the whole video while we're on air, but yeah.
Okay.
That's crazy.
For this month, had a couple birthdays. We had my wife's birthday, so
How old is she
took her
now?
out.
Are you allowed to say that legally?
Still younger than I am.
There you go.
I always tease her about our age gap, but it's hilarious because she'll be like, for 10 days, I'm closer to your age. And then after that, I get an entire year to just tease her about it. So,
Love that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys are closer. I thought me and my wife are close. We're 3 months.
Nice.
yeah, we're about 3 years apart.
How much younger did you marry down, Alex?
We're the same age. I think it's like 10 months or 9 months. I'm 9 months older. Yeah. So it's not that different.
Went out for dinner for her birthday. Did some stuff with her friends, and then for my birthday, we are on the 6th. We're gonna go to a comedy show.
Nice.
Adam Ray. He's doing the Dr. Phil live show.
Oh, heck yeah, that'll be fun.
And he's coming. Yeah, he's coming to Arizona. So I enjoy that, watching it. And then we saw he was coming to Phoenix, so we got tickets, and I'm pretty sure we're in row B.
Oh, nice.
So we're gonna be right there.
That's
so I
super
was super
fun.
excited. We tried
That's
getting the VIP tickets, but they're all sold out. But
Of course.
Didn't he? I saw a video too where like the real Dr. Phil came out.
Yeah,
Yep.
he actually
Yeah.
got to hang out with him, and that was super funny looking.
the day after my birthday, that thing dropped on Netflix, so we ended up watching it, and so we're super excited for the 6th.
That'll be so fun.
Yeah.
So, and then other than that, like I said, we did the frisbee golf, and then my wife signed us up for this thing. It's called High Rocks, and it's a lot of running, and it's going to be in Vegas. So we've been training for that, and had to start getting back in running shape. So
Is it just running or is it like CrossFit stuff too?
it's a little bit of CrossFit stuff as well. It's like an event that a CrossFitter who was really good at running decided to put together, because essentially there's 8 stations, but before each station you have to run 1,000 meters. So you run 1,000 meters, do 1,000 meters on a skier, run 1,000 meters, do 80 meters of burpees, run 1,000 meters, like do sled push and all these. So there's 8 stations. You end up running like 5 miles by the end of it. And all the stations that you go to, if you're even like an average CrossFitter, it's not that hard. So that's where it's like super run biased. So getting back in running shape has been like, all right, here we go.
Oh, jeez.
So, but it's been fun. There's a whole group from our gym that's going in. So we're renting an Airbnb in Vegas, and then we'll be there for a couple days, end of January, early February.
Nice.
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
If we're going to Vegas, that'd be cool. Are you going to gamble?
Yeah. I've been playing blackjack on my phone, and I want to find out if it's just this algorithm is trying to keep me on the game, or
Is the game solo though?
Yeah.
Yeah, the odds are significantly more in your favor when you play solo against the dealer.
Yep.
It's
Also,
the external factors that you get screwed.
Yeah. The other thing is I would look up craps. Craps has the highest statistical likelihood of scoring.
Okay. Craps is the most fun in Vegas.
Oh yeah.
When Mason and I were there together, and there was a group of us, and you get on a craps table, that's a good time.
Yeah. And it wasn't we didn't have anybody roll for like 20 rolls, but like everybody had a couple good rolls, so it was fun.
Yep.
That's fun.
Yeah. It was a good time.
Yeah, no, there's this guy on YouTube who teaches people how to beat the casino with craps. And so like if you have the time and you want to make money, That's your highest chance.
I watched the roulette strategy once.
My during COVID, my friends and I were playing a lot of like poker and blackjack, and we all practiced counting cards. It's actually a lot simpler than you'd think.
Oh yeah,
but it just gets really complicated when there's like 5 decks involved.
Yep.
Which
my strategy for blackjack is really simple in terms of like, since you can split, you can double down on the card, so it's just and then what's the third one? I think there's the third one. It's if you get dealt a blackjack, there's like a extra, they give you like a 1.5 times what you bet.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what I try and do is I'm trying to stay even with the dealer, and then have it where there's a couple times where I'm trying to win off of splitting it or doubling down.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really trying I'm not going for it except on certain select ones. Otherwise, I'm just trying to say, keep the money the same and then small wins across the board.
Yeah.
All right, we ready?
Yep. Let's do it.
Oh, before we get into it, though, we do have our unofficial ad read for Shamrock Farms. So, for anyone whose head's buried in the sand, Christmas is going to be here in a couple weeks. And for those of you that need a gift, for the people on your nice list, you can grab a couple gallons of Shamrock Farms chocolate milk. Now, whether it's the stocking stuffer or if it's the main gift, you can't go wrong with the Shamrock Farms chocolate milk. And let me tell you, right now, if I don't get any Shamrock Farms chocolate milk for Christmas, I will not be on the nice list next year. It will be mayhem, full-on Grinch mode. But yeah, so go to the store, grab some extra chocolate milk for the ones you love, and let them know that it's a Merry Christmas.
There you go. I love that.
All
yeah.
right.
Did you downgrade to the quart again? Because you were making your way up.
No, this is the half gallon.
Okay.
So, but I had the gallon last time. The only thing is I like the whole milk. And the whole milk, the largest size I found, is in the half gallon. So the gallon is 1%. So I've got some friends who don't like the whole milk is a little thicker. I like it that way, where they like it a little thinner. That's where you go 1%. But I want that extra rich chocolate in there. So yeah.
Yeah, I like them thick too.
Yeah, if you're doing 1% chocolate milk, like what's the point? You might as well just give up. You know, if you're gonna be healthy, you shouldn't be drinking chocolate milk. You should just get the whole milk. Just do it. Commit.
Some people it's a preference, but
it's whole milk all
the way.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. All right. I forgot to grab our 2x4 plywood numbers, but just from being in Home Depot recently, everything's been staying relatively the same. Last month took in gross revenue $15,196. So that brought us to, if I can pull it up real quick, $222,000 for the year. So we've got one more month to close everything out. I think we're going to be sitting just under that 250 mark by the end, which is perfect for me because it happens that the insurance policy that I paid for was for $250,000 worth of projects. So hey, nailed it.
Are you going to reveal your profit? So your net? Or are you going to figure it out first, and depending on what it is, reveal it?
No, I'm not even worrying about that. Like, I can tell you right now that there's been a lot of lessons learned, which means there is not a lot of net. We're figuring that out next year.
There you go.
That's a 2025 problem?
Yeah.
It's a 2025 problem. Yeah. No, it's which I'll get into that in a second. Action steps from the last month. I put 30 people on my call list, called 19 of them. I ended up calling a couple extra that weren't on the list. I forget if I mentioned on here or not, but reached out to a couple interior designers, stuff like that. So action steps going into this next month. My biggest thing is I kind of want to just get prepped for 2025. And that's going to be the biggest thing with that is going to be setting up the QuickBooks projects so that I can track all of my profitability a lot better. We've talked privately that my big thing is being directionally correct. And it's been good, but I need to tighten up things on my end just to figure out like where is everything really going and go off of that. So get all that taken care of. I've got several projects or several leads that are in front of me right now that I just got to get figured out because we've got Christmas coming up. There's going to be just schedule stuff with that. So that's going to be the big thing I'm focusing on. The other thing that I'm going to try and do, the wife's getting ready to go back to work. So in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to try, like right now I've been working 6 days a week. I'm going to try and be working 5 days a week, and the sixth day use as like I'm still going to be working, but it's more just truly that's an in-office day, and it'll be a way for me to help take care of the kid. But it's trying to have that dedicated time to figure out where is the profitability, where is the money going, make sure the organization is there. So just trying to get a lot of that back because my schedule does not have a lot of there's not a lot of room in it just because everything is get up, get out the door, get to work, come home late, and then rinse and repeat. So trying to put a little bit more margin in there. Let's see. For this last month, two of the things that I guess all right, I've got three of them we'll hit real quickly. I had someone reach out about Facebook ads. I think I mentioned that last week. We had been running those, had a couple leads that came in. I think there were 5 leads. I spent about $400. And none of them really responded off of that. So kind of similar to beginning of the year. There were several leads, and I found this just before we jumped on, but there were several leads that came in off of the Facebook ads that the guy who was helping run them was interacting with. So technically there's more than 5, and I'm not sure. I'll have to talk to him to figure out how many were on his side for everything. But there we go. Nothing's really come out of that in the first month, and nothing that's even, hey, we're having a conversation and we're going to the next step. So it's one of those things where, all right, am I doing something wrong? Is this a tree that I shouldn't be barking up right now? And I don't know. We talked about the SEO optimization last week. So on the website, created a blog page to start trying to increase some of the SEO results on there. It's going to be super simple, but just trying to embed that in there. And then the third thing that I did was I created a template for the estimates that I've been doing. And Mason raised his hand.
Yeah. The blog, are you doing like a separate, like a site?
No, it's all on the same website.
Okay, yeah, because I know that there's somehow you can either integrate it or you can post blogs on your Google account, and then that raises your Google SEO numbers as well. So food for thought, look into that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. And then the last thing was the template for the estimates. Started just building that out to try and have a more organized way to grab details. So if it's for a shower, it's listed in there. For I'm supposed to put in the sizes, the finishes. It has a bunch of things for me to put in there. So I shouldn't really be able to leave without getting all the information I need. And then be able to also, if I wanted to, turn that over to the customer for them to sign, or just to see and confirm, like, yep, that's everything we talked about. That's everything we want. And then there's some stuff that I want to build out with it, but that's kind of down the road. And I'm trying not to focus too much on that because the biggest thing right now is just the lead flow. So we've got it in the notes for this advice to our January selves. Let's save that for the end. So Alex, what's happened this last month for you?
So this month was a tough month. This was one of those months where I don't know, stuff really hit in terms of, I was going through, I had a lot of initial momentum last month on this, the conference list that I had. And so I was really trying to milk the most out of it in terms of emailing people, reaching out to them on LinkedIn. And initially I had some really good responses, and like 4 different people wanted to actually book a meeting. Out of those 4 who wanted to book a meeting, only one person did, and then he never actually accepted the meeting. So when it came to meeting time, he even invited another person too, and neither of them ever accepted, which sometimes, even when they book it on Calendly, sometimes it goes straight to their junk mail, which is really frustrating, because then I reached out to him before. I try to give a lot of notice on that kind of stuff on LinkedIn, saying, hey, you haven't accepted the thing, please check your junk mail. And then nothing happened. So I was bummed out about that. But I had a conversation with the marketing team I was talking to, and the guy running is like, dude, you're just there. Just keep pushing. I know it doesn't feel like it right now, but just keep pushing. So we're trying content marketing. That's the next thing we're trying on. So basically what I'm doing.
What's content marketing? Content
marketing is trying to establish yourself as the expert. So before someone ever talks to you, they look at you, they see you on podcasts, they see you on YouTube videos, they see you having conversations. Podcast. Yeah, I know, right? On podcasts. Providing a lot of value in that industry, in that area. So if they see that, it makes you a lot more qualified. So when they're talking to you, like, okay, I already know this guy. A good example would be like Alex Hermosi. I know, Thaddeus, you and I have talked at great length about Alex Hermosi. He's a great example. He gives away a lot of information for free. So if you do want to work with him, you generally know who he is already ahead of time. So he doesn't really need to prove himself. He can just get on with it. So the interesting approach that we're going on this way is trying to get, it's preferable to have interviews, but I'm starting with just LinkedIn profiles. And basically I'm taking, of the 125 buildings, companies that were at this MRI conference of mine, I'm going through every single profile on LinkedIn and saying, okay, give me the CFOs. I'm creating 3 categories: CFOs, director level, and then controllers. And basically I'm collecting everything I can about their profiles. So everything that's of note, like how long they've been at the company, what company they're working at, anything in their About Me section, that's really critical. And then if they're interacting with any kind of post on LinkedIn. So basically what I want to do out of all of that is be able to have stuff that I can put into ChatGPT and other AI and say, hey, tell me a lot about these personas. What are the similarities between all these people? So that I can create content that will be incredibly valuable to each one of those people. So I can kind of cycle through that when they see other stuff, that's like, oh, wow. Basically, the end goal is to start doing monthly or quarterly webinars on LinkedIn where you can actually get people interacting, and that's kind of like the beginning of the funnel. It's a slower move than direct outreach, but since direct outreach has, at least for my industry, seems to have such a high wall, we're going to try the other approach and getting people interested in the content first, which is, it's a lot of work, but I'm game to try anything. So that's okay.
This would be similar to what you're doing beginning of the year, right?
Yes and no. The stuff at the beginning of the year, because I had such a poor focus in terms of who I was serving, I was trying to serve everyone. So at the same time, I was serving no one. And a lot of the interaction I was getting, a lot of the people who were spending time on LinkedIn, at least in my groups at that time, were people looking to become data analysts. So those weren't actually people who would be clients of mine at all. They were mainly looking. So all the high interaction posts that I had were how to become a data analyst or something related to data analytics, which isn't at all relevant to someone who would actually want to hire me. They don't care about becoming a data analyst. They just want to have it done and work. So while a lot of the theory is kind of there, and I was definitely establishing myself as a expert of sorts. It was the wrong industry. It was for the wrong person. So it is very different from where I was, but I think that was all good experience for what I need to do now.
Cool. So I feel like it's the same intent, but different modality.
Yeah. I mean, look, I've tried so many different avenues over this last year, but I don't think any of them have been wasted. It's frustrating, especially when you don't get results, but all of them are translatable skills that I didn't have before.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Yeah, that's kind of the big stuff I'm focusing on for next month, and especially in 2025.
Cool. Mason, what do you got?
All right. Our numbers, we got about 16,000 active homes right now. About 1,000 homes, a little over 1,000 homes are being sold / closed on every single week. And our interest rate went up a little bit. Well, from October, but we're at 6.91%. Met with the lenders a couple times, and they are strongly predicting that the rates will be going down.
Yeah, but they've been saying that for 2 years.
The way, because Heidi, our lender, it was all the way she worded everything was speculation, but now she's more like concrete because the feds have even came out and said that they are putting down or bringing down the points and stuff. So I feel better about it this time, but again, wait and see.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this is holiday season. High number of homes are active. That's normal. So I think we're finally back to a normal kind of real estate market curve throughout the year, which is nice.
Cool.
Recap numbers. Following in Alex's footsteps, got a nice little goose egg. But my listing we got under contract twice and it fell out.
Really? What happened there?
They needed a new roof. We knew that. But we also were willing to pay for it. And they still backed out. So we ended up the house now officially has a new roof. So the next time a buyer comes in, they have no excuses. They need to buy it.
Did you reach out to those people you went under contract with before at all?
Yeah, they couldn't come up to the number. It was like a lowball offer. Yeah, and we even were dropping it like 20 grand, and they couldn't even come up there. So it was just like, all right, no, never mind. Because I mean, there's no mortgage on it or anything.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But yeah, so those are my numbers. Hopefully, I'll have a couple more. I mean, I got two buyers pre-qualified. Me and Thaddeus went on a listing appointment, so hopefully we can hit that. I mean, I'm so close. What am I at? 86,000, 83,000. So I need about 16 grand more to hit there. Mm-hmm. So my listing, I don't know if I'll hit it with the listing, but maybe one of these buyers can buy a house. So, but yeah, those are my numbers.
If we had a sell buy, we'd be close.
I know. I don't know if that one's going to work out for us though.
We'll talk after.
Yeah, it's too good to be true.
Okay.
But yeah, so my action steps have been pretty much the same the last couple months. I'm weeding through because I had a lot of old leads / cold leads. So just been sticking to it's been taking longer than anticipated. Also because I've only been time blocking a small amount just to slowly get them done. But I'm done with those now. So at least the old ones that were piling up and stuff. So that's nice. So then my action steps this month, I am going to attempt to get ahead of the taxes and my finances before the taxes are due. So I'm trying to get all that more organized and situated. I should have been doing that throughout the year. Do you guys do that? Have you even started
quarterlies? I've got stuff organized a little bit with the transactions saying like, all right, this is material, like the stuff that's going to be written off, not written off, but I haven't done quarterlies. And part of that was um, based on a piece of advice I got from someone. So they said that there's a penalty for doing it, but there's a potential that, let me see. The person who told me it believes that the way that they paid their quarterlies led to them getting an audit, and it was because they paid too much money to the IRS, and the IRS didn't want to send any money back. And kind of put a bow on it is the IRS's divisions get graded on how much money they're expected to bring in and how close to that number they get. So if they have someone who pays too much money and they're going to have to be sending stuff back, that's going to be a problem for that division of the IRS. So what do? Slap that person with an audit. So if you wait till the end, his advice was, and I'm not a CPA, this is my first time I'm going to be going through with this, so do not do what I'm doing unless you talk to your tax professional, but was wait till the end of the year, figure out how much money you owe, pay that amount of money. There will be a penalty, pay the penalty, move on.
Yeah, the penalty is not. Some people make it sound like it's enormous.
Yes.
I haven't paid quarterly taxes, but that's also just because I just haven't. I don't have an excuse, but yeah. But now I do, so that makes me feel better. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, from my perspective, I paid the first quarterly, and then afterwards I was like, I don't know what I'm actually gonna have for profit and not. So, like, I
even if it's zero, you still put zero, pay nothing.
Well, I actually, because I was making a lot the first quarter, or not a lot, but a lot for me at this time, and so I paid quarterly based on that, based on what the income I pulled. But then rest of it has pretty been a wash because I've been investing it in the marketing stuff. So I don't know. I need to talk to a tax professional at some point and have someone review and say you're an idiot, or keep doing it.
Yeah, I don't like oh yeah, also too, I'm gonna try to get a head start on my. I mean, I put on here 2025 business plan. I don't really do a full on business plan. It's more of reviewing all the numbers and stats that I've been tracking, like obviously how much money's coming in, how much money I pay out in referrals, the brokerage fees, and how many leads come through a month, where they come from, and the deals that I do close, where are they coming from, to kind of get a good grasp on for the past 3 years, I think about almost 85% of all my closings have come from my sphere, so non-paid leads or leads given to me. So just keeping track of there, because that'll help me figure out kind of where I can push the envelope a little bit.
Yeah.
So, which also was leading me to my third action step going into the month.
Just skip the third one.
Nope. What do you want to put a dress on it again? Bikini? Nobody wants to see that.
No one wants to see that.
No, but I will give you my rationale too next month after I review all my stats.
He put down there that he wants to go all in on YouTube. And if we go back to January of this year, I'm pretty sure you said you were going to go all in on YouTube.
No, I said start. Review
Whatever.
All right. Well, then what define for us so we know what all in on YouTube looks like?
No. Let's not. Don't even. Mason, it's the end of the year. It's time to do two things: plan for taxes and create a business plan for 2025.
I know, but that's what I was going.
Don't do YouTube.
My main business plan is going to be on YouTube. Oh, there she is.
Should bring me a hot cocoa.
He's probably like, "Who the hell is that?"
And your camera moved too.
I know it betrayed me.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So I kind of put that in there because A, I knew Thaddeus would be upset about it, and then B, that's kind of where my business plan is going to go.
All right, that's a January thing then.
And I'll show it to you monthly.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it in January.
Like, it is December. Yeah. Take a look. Yeah, and yeah, Thaddeus just wanted to end me on a negative note. So okay, take it away.
No, I wanted it to end on a positive note with you not saying you're going all in on YouTube when you said you're going to start YouTube and do YouTube and publish videos on YouTube. And if we were to go look at your channel right now, how many YouTube videos have you uploaded to your YouTube channel?
Zero. No. Oh, yeah. Video 0. I have some shorts on there, but
there we go. All right, moving on.
But don't worry. This is all tying in. Business plan, YouTube, and then my advice for January, Mason.
All right. We're gonna skip the company thoughts section for this evening, and we're gonna do a little.
What the hell are you eating with a little spoon?
Whipped cream.
What the hell is that?
My wife's homemade. Spoon. I don't know. It's a tiny little golden spoon. I don't know.
Is that your son's?
No, I don't think so.
Sorry, that was very distracting.
No, sorry.
It's your little spoon.
This cocoa is really good, and then she made homemade whipped cream on top of it, so that's delectable. Sorry, I had to while you guys were going at it. So
no, it wasn't the eating; it was the spoon that was throwing me off.
Anyway, sorry.
Want to take a look back at this previous year. One of the big things in my mind is if we look back at the year and there's not something that you could tell yourself a year ago that would have made things go better, smoother, faster, then did we actually learn anything? So if I were able to go back 12 months, essentially, one of the biggest things that I would tell myself is like, hey, you need to look at how much you're charging. And that became one of the things I fixed pretty quickly, just because I needed to charge more money. I had jobs where I was putting in, I had a job, the straw that broke the camel's back. I had a job that I put in 20 hours of labor, not including the time that I brought in the other subcontractors. And my total walk away on that job was $300. That's for my labor. That would include margin. Like that was all the money that I collected off of it. So if Mason can do the math for us on how much an hour I was making, it was one of those things where I had to say I can't do that anymore.
I think it says 6 cents. Was that what
That's
I did?
not right.
Wait, no, did you said 20 hours?
300 divided by 20.
15.
Yeah.
Should be 15.
Oh, you're cheap labor. We'll hire you.
You're cheap.
Yeah. Yeah. So since then, I've become the not so cheap guy, which has helped out. I had some guys tell me that were very helpful. I should be shooting to get 30% of the jobs that I was going after. So even just the advice where it's like, you need to charge more money and you need to understand that if you're not getting every job, that's okay. I treated the competitive side of me, or I'm missing the word right now, but the intense side of me pursued just getting every job rather than getting the right job. And I got myself into situations like that where I'm pulling my hair out, working for very little money for the amount of work that I'm putting in. And the stuff that came out on the other side is beautiful. I'm super proud of it. I still love the thing that we built, but it was just, I had guys that were paid over $1,000 for a fraction of the amount of time that I put in.
Mm-hmm.
And it just didn't make sense. So increase the amount that I was charging, not getting caught up in not getting a job. The other thing would be just almost like on networking. So it's being able to get Google reviews after a project, and then also communicating what I'm looking for in terms of jobs. And so one of the examples would be with the people that I'm working with, the goal is to try and essentially ask for a referral 3 times. So during the process. So when we're having the initial conversation, or when we get signed on with someone, hey, if you know anyone else, like, we'd love to work with them. And then during the project, it's trying to take opportune times where we're having a good conversation. They're happy with everything. And then just letting them know, hey, like we're trying to make sure we're booking the projects in front of this, if you know anyone else. And then at the end of the project, hey, super happy to have worked with you. If you know anyone else that we could help out, if you wouldn't mind just referring us over. So those couple things are the big takeaways that I had from 2024, that if I could just plug into January Thaddeus, then I would have shortcutted a decent amount from this past year.
Nice. All right, I'll go next. The big advice that I'd give to myself is that entrepreneurship is just super uncertain, and honestly, as cheesy as that sounds, it is definitely a fact. The other thing I would warn myself is don't take a founder. That's not worth it. Try to talk to as many entrepreneurs as possible, and then put in the reps. And that's really a majority of it, is just you got to put in the reps. No matter what you try, you have to do enough to be able to actually know if it's good or not. And I think the thing I've learned most recently, especially, is just you have to be willing to experiment so many times. I was talking to another owner of a business who does analytics, but in Europe today, and he was just talking about how a year ago cold email was working so good for them, and then this year it's been just trash. And it's like, that's always the biggest problem we have, is just getting more customers over and over again. So that was super interesting, getting to talk to him, and he definitely put things in perspective for me. But yeah, I think those are definitely the big things that I needed to hear in January of earlier this year. What about you, Mason?
Where did my screen go? Oh no, there I am. January, Mason. One of the simple things is just time blocking, but not just for certain actions that you want to get done, like the following up with the cold and old leads, but like almost essentially time blocking for everything. So you'll essentially always know. And I started doing it at nighttime for the next day, and that seemed to help out a lot. And with that, like, everything doesn't need to be perfect, especially with real estate, because there's so many different avenues that you can go as far as like lead generation, things you want to do with your business, closing gifts, client appreciation, stuff like there's so many different directions that you can go about it, and it's just more of like pick one and then just do it and fix it along the way, kind of like how Thaddeus did with this estimates, and then now he knows how much he needs to charge and stuff. So it's just like, just get it done, just do it, go from there. Also, hence why I'm going all in with YouTube. And then Buffini. Thaddeus, have you ever heard about the Buffini, the real estate guy? Yeah. One of his big things is, putting on or activating your reticular activator. You guys know what that is, right? I'll explain it. It's essentially like when you say you have a car you really want to buy, like say it's a Ford Explorer, like or an F-150, and you're researching it and stuff, you're going to also notice that like when you're out and about, you just start seeing more F-150s go by. So it's like you think about it, you're doing it kind of things, and then all of a sudden like you keep seeing it and seeing it. So keeping that on as far as real estate, so like there are some days where I have like, kid stuff, personal stuff, but like always have that time block where even if it's just 30 minutes, an hour, look over things, do something just to keep that activated. Because then I noticed that especially the second half of the year, the more I was just always not necessarily in tune, but just touched my business every single day, things just started popping up. People started calling me. Like today I had somebody from my sphere where they're going to fire their agent because they need to sell their home. It hasn't been selling because it's overpriced. So they want me to sell that one, and then they want me to help be a buyer on a new build. And then once they get that under contract, they're going to sell the other house that they have. And it's just, I feel like some of these things are just more of just constantly, whether it's the reticular activator or just being present all the time. What do you call it? What's that book? The Secret, manifesting it or whatever. Just keep things going, even when you're in a stall or whatever. Just find something to do with it. So, because you never know, especially with referrals and stuff, you never know what opportunities are going to pop up. Alex, I know your business is a little different because not everybody's going to be like, oh, hey, I need to find somebody who does data analytics.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But even Alex and I talked about is a month or two ago, but even just the law of attraction and momentum and how those two things play in together, because as an observer, Mason, I think one of the biggest things that I saw was the beginning couple months of this year. It seemed like things were just scattered and a mess. And once you really started to dial into time blocking, that's when I could see things like turn a corner. And to your point, as far as the being just even aware of what's going on, having a touch point even throughout the day, if you're not fully in the office or whatever, but just having your finger on the pulse of things, you create momentum in a direction, and that opens up the attraction. And I feel like I even experienced that, and Alex and I talked about how do you generate momentum even in the small things to almost like jumpstart that process at certain times. Mm-hmm. I had nothing booked for all of December, and then within probably 10 days, I had 5 people reach out about different jobs. And it's one of those things where like there was nothing that I did for that within the last month, but the funny thing was it was around the time that I had reached out to the realtors.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense. There's no logical reason. There's nothing that I could point to that says, hey, this makes sense. But I've just noticed that when I pour into a certain area, things pop up in other areas. And it definitely is this law of attraction that I can't explain, that I don't understand. But it just seems that when you're showing up, doing the things that you're supposed to do, good things start happening in other areas that definitely are not correlated.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I feel like that's a good way for us to end at least the last episode for the three of us for 2024. Mason, this is year number 2 for us together. And then Alex, this is your first, we're closing out an entire year. So, November, December, I start getting really I start looking back at the year and get really proud of the stuff that we've done. So even just from the first episode in January or February, whatever it was, where we're sitting in my house and things weren't unboxed to where we are now, it's been a lot of fun. I hope that we've got a lot more to build off of in 2025, and hope that we get to share it with everybody. But until then, we'll do plugs. Mason, where can they find you?
At Mason Oxendale on IG for now. Then I'll start pushing you towards my YouTube channel.
All right, Alex.
You can find me at on LinkedIn, Alex von Reich, or control-analytics.com.
I'm on Instagram at Cyto_building, and then the website is cyto-building.com.
So until next time,
I hope your hammer stays accurate,
your Wi-Fi fast,
and your work blessed.
See everybody.
Oh, that sounded horrible.
It totally cut out.
Yeah. Hey, I do want to say real quick though, I am really proud of you guys. Especially Thaddeus, you have absolutely crushed it this year. I know there's been good moments, bad moments, all of those, but dude, you've absolutely crushed it. Thank you for putting a lot of this together and pushing us as well. I really appreciate you.
Should we do predictions?
Predictions? Yeah, go for it.
25 predictions.
Oh yeah. All right, let's do it.
We don't have to do. Oh man, we can do it for the next podcast too.
Oh.
Yeah. Because my prediction that Alex blows us away next year.
You think?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to see how we measure it.
Yeah. If it's net profit, I might have a chance. Maybe.
I just feel like we'll talk
when we get off.
I feel like you're doing too many things right, and then it's just like it's going to overfill.
I hope so.
And
We'll find out.
boom, be sick.
All right. We'll see you guys next year. You'll be able to follow along and see what actually happens. But
yeah,
see everybody.